Shomo, Seattle! Are you in the house? I can't hear you. Seattle! When I say no, you say... When I say no, you say Kings. No! 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 Seattle! I can't tell you how beautiful this looks up here. We are powerful. We are growing. Remember 6 months ago at the Hands Off rallies, there were about 3 million people across the United States. Then 4 months ago at the first No Kings rally, we had about 6 million people across the country. And today will be the largest protest in the history of this country. $2,600 events in small towns and cities across America to say we will not back down. We will not give in. We will not capitulate. We are the people's movement that will save our democracy. Look, you all are here today because we are up against a serious choice in our country. At the 1787 Constitutional Convention, Benjamin Franklin was asked what kind of a government they were establishing, a monarchy or a republic? To which he famously answered, a republic if you can keep it. Seattle, we are at that if you can keep it moment. It would be easy to look around us at what's happening and throw up our hands, be angry, be frustrated, blame someone else, or just disengage because there's too much hate and corruption, cruelty, and violence. We see it around us every day. I know you do. Led from the top by a man who is clearly not well. A wannabe king who dehumanizes trans people and immigrants and black people and poor people to distract you from his real agenda. A wannabe king who sends National Guard troops and masked men into our cities, militarizing our streets, kidnapping and disappearing tens of thousands of people from our communities and trying very hard to suppress our dissent. A wannabe king who has politicized the entire Justice Department and uses the federal government to go after his political opponents on a revenge tour, all while he accepts luxury jets from foreign countries and makes billions on his own meme coins. A wannabe king who has willfully destroyed trust in government with his lies, humiliating and threatening our civil servants who serve us every day, shuttering federal agencies, firing 200,000 federal workers, and then shutting down the government and furloughing another 750,000 workers and threatening not to pay them. So to all the federal workers who are here and across the country, we've got your backs. We love you, and we will fight for you. None of these things are disconnected. As written in Project 2025 and enacted with frightening speed, this is the attempt to destroy our republic, designed to take over control of our government so that it answers only to the king and not to us, the people. to divide us so that he can take our power and turn it into his power and reward the billionaires, the giant corporations, those who bend the knee with trillions of dollars of tax breaks and pardons to violent insurrectionists, sex predators, and corporate thieves. Benjamin Franklin knew that this moment would come. Benjamin Franklin knew that this republic was a massive experiment, and whatever wisdom they had 300 years in the founding of this country would need updating for the moment and protection from the constant threat of wannabe kings. He knew that it would be we, the people, who would decide in every single moment of our lives what kind of a nation we are today and what kind of a nation we will be tomorrow. We together write our future. And your being here today is so beautifully inspiring. You inspire the sister next to you, who inspires the brother next to you, who inspires the sibling next to you, and you all inspire all of us. This is what a people's movement looks like. This is what keeping our republic looks like. In the violence of this moment, we are called to bring, in the cowardice of the bully, we are called to bring the strength of the people. In the shadow of fear, we are called to bring compassion and support to those most vulnerable. In the horror of dehumanization, we are called to make real our humanity and refuse to turn against each other. And in the depths of the lies, we are called to shout from every rooftop these self-evident truths. Quote, that all people are created equal and endowed with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That governments derive their powers from the consent of the governed. And that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute new government to affect the safety and happiness of the people. That is directly from the Declaration of Independence. And it is not just our right, it is our obligation to one another and to our democracy. We are at that moment again when it is up to us to secure the safety and the happiness of the people and to demand a government that works for us, not a king, not for the billionaires, but for poor and working people, whatever your race, your gender, or your zip code. A country where people are not saddled with debt and worry and sleepless nights, but instead can actually afford their housing, their childcare, universal health care, a solid retirement so they can thrive, not just survive. Where the 99% have the majority of wealth and income instead of the 1% of the billionaires. Where we work for true peace in Gaza and around the world, not for war. Where we lift up each other instead of turning on one another. Where we glorify the selfless not the selfish. Where there is due process, free speech, freedom to protest and assemble. You are here today because you know that this is that moment. Protests are powerful because they keep us united. They speak our deepest truths out loud and they draw us in. But the work is every day to topple the pillars of power that prop up wannabe kings, and for us to move toward nonviolent, non-cooperation, a powerful force that has been used time and time again around the world to bring down authoritarians and dictators. We have to let those who cave or those who refuse to speak and stay silent when they should speak up. I'm talking about the universities, the law firms, the corporations. We have to let them know that we are watching you. We will push back and we will call you out. We have so many great examples of this already. In Portland, who doesn't love the frog? The big blow-up characters mocking, and you know he can't stand that, right? Mocking the wannabe king and his minions. That is what nonviolent, non-cooperation looks like. The Tesla takedowns, they worked. And Elon Musk is out of DOGE, the Department of Greed and Ego. That is what nonviolent, non-cooperation looks like. Rapid response networks that video the violence of ICE agents so that they can't hide from us. Communities that form nonviolent barriers to protect their neighbors and their friends. Schools and apartment complexes in cities and states that refuse to allow for Trump's illegal actions. That is what nonviolent, non-cooperation looks like. Now here's the thing. Repressive regimes overestimate their power. And they underestimate the power of the people. They miscalculate that we will cave instead of standing up. And let me tell you this, on the 18th day of this Republican shutdown, they miscalculated. We are not caving in. It is unacceptable that Donald Trump is building his gilded ballroom at the same time that he's cutting 15 million Americans off of health care and doubling and tripling the premiums of another 22 million. And you know what? Thanks to your massive collective voices, even Republicans are with us in our demand that they cancel the outrageous cuts from their big bad bill, that they extend the healthcare subsidies and lower healthcare costs for every single American. So keep up the pressure in every way you can, because we are going to win this thing. And as they illegally try to send National Guard troops and ICE agents into our cities to militarize our streets, let's show them once again that they miscalculated in thinking that all Americans hate immigrants. That's not true. From Joe Rogan speaking out against mass deportations to the 12 million Americans who live in a household with an undocumented immigrant, to our American economy that would never survive without the contributions of immigrants, they miscalculated. We are a country that is uniquely tied to our immigrant identity. And if you want to come for immigrants, you have to go through all of us. They miscalculated on all of this because they forgot the simple truth that power doesn't flow from the top down, it flows from the bottom up. So now is the moment to make their miscalculations backfire, to build that bottom-up power and grow our nonviolent resistance movement. And that is exactly why I launched my resistance lab trainings based on real research about how to effectively and nonviolently fight authoritarians and dictators, not just on our days of coordinated action and protest, but every single day in between. And now thousands and thousands of we the people in all 50 states and over half a dozen countries have participated to understand how is it that democracies crumble, and to leave with real tools, knowledge, and actions you can take to protect our democracy. So go to resistancelab.us, sign up for a virtual training. The next one is tomorrow. It's a new curriculum focused on immigration justice, and I hope I see you there. Just imagine this. Just imagine this. There are tens of thousands of people here and millions of people across this country. Imagine what happens if wherever you are, if each person that attended a No Kings event today goes home and engages in one act of nonviolent resistance in whatever way you can. Imagine how those individual seeds of resistance would braid together into something bigger and stronger and more rooted. Imagine the small acts of courage that would ripple out and inspire all of us to shift the tide more quickly. Right now, let's show the power of this movement. I want you to let us all hear what our power sounds like. And I want you to roar with me on this chant so it echoes across Seattle all the way to the White House. So say it with me. No kings. No crown. The people won't back down. No kings. No crowns. The people won't back down. No kings. No crowns.